ongoing service initiatives. Thank you for being part of the advisory community. You should build reading the introduction, but that was written by AI. I'll say my introduction to a Rotary Club meeting, and that's what we got. All right, so this is welcome everyone, and we're glad to have you here. If we have it, if you're just here, if you haven't scanned the QR code, you need to do that now rather than later, so that you can make sure you don't have to pay the department. So with that, Tom, you come up for our education and our letter, please.
President Eric, the theme of today's meeting, I have also prepared an AI education for us. So we'll just stay on topic today, but if you guys please rise when I'm ready. Lord, let us pause for a moment of reflection. We give you thanks for the gift of this day and the opportunity to gather together in fellowship. We're grateful for the friendships that we share, services we provide, and values that guide us. May we be ever mindful to those in need. And may our actions bring hope and kindness to others. Grant us wisdom in our decision, strength in our service, and gratitude in our hearts. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. R-O-T, A-R-Y.
All right, thank you, Tommy. Okay, we have our guests. Likely as usual, just a minute, but I'll take a personal moment to say welcome back to the James Luncheon. And Jennifer has done the same thing, so I think that we're going to have a nickname with us. Let's tell California, Rotary Club. You can check out anytime you want. Never leave. All right, let's do it.
Speaking of never leaving, who is just joining us for the first time? This table has a couple of guests. Please tell us, Bryce, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Ali, and hopefully I'm going to spend myself in the meeting all of the I'm originally from Australia, by the way, and I just moved here to Raleigh here to have.
Nice. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Nancy Shakur. I work with Raleigh. The North Carolina Association of Education and Media Specialist. And I'm providing with this since we're going to talk about AI that was involved in my work. So looking forward to insights.
But we'd love to have you. Hi, my name is Susie Trimble. This is your last week, and met some of you. I'm just still looking to get you on. Here, Susie. These are all people I know. Okay, we already talked about James now. You, sir, can you look at this? No, not. You don't have your tag on, so you just really throw me for a loop. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, that was just fun games.
Let James say hello.
So we have one more guest.
Hey, let James say hello.
Oh, sure, please. Tell us more about why you asked, what's happening.
Well, as you all, most of you may know, I moved down here 4 years ago to bought property in Sarasota, Florida. This is Marcus 9. It took 3 years to build out new gallery. So after it was built, I committed to a year, which I moved down last January. Within 2 months, I knew I was going back. Sarasota just was not for me. So I walked the Camino de Santiago in May. And after that, I came and said, that's it, I'm retiring, just focusing on my art and artists that I represent. So I'm basically semi-retired here in Raleigh, but looking to get back involved in the club. My time now is spent in my studio. I volunteer at the Chair Project once a week. Good Shepherd Soup Kitchen on Thursdays, and preparing for Dr. Seuss retrospective at the Crabtree Mall, opening Memorial Day weekend and running for 5 weeks.
Okay, and then we have another guest here.
My name is Jackson Cates. I'm John Cates here. I've been a couple times with my new company. I'm a geologist in North Carolina and been a global footprint. They want to all that. So I'm looking to hopefully join the group. Thank you for having me.
Guy, he's a boxer, I don't know about him, and this guy's a Hotel California guys. So I think we're good.
All right, thank you, Leslie. All right, by the way, James Monchette and I were talking earlier, and his gallery or studio, which would be a great location for a future service social. So with that, let's bring Diamante for our membership moment. And if Parker and Surrey, please. Parker is joining us today, and Surrey is the sponsor.
Yeah.
Thank you, President Eric. Thank you. So how are we feeling today, you guys?
Happy Monday.
How are we feeling today? There we go. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. I'm glad to see Rotary. I'm glad to be here. So we're actually going to have a couple of introductions. Actually, we're going to start off. Can I get Susie to come on up as well too? But the first one we're going to do is that we're going to start off with Parker, actually. So just want to let you guys know, Parker is actually sponsored by our own Surrey Roberts, which we all love Surrey, so we appreciate it. So when he brings somebody, that means they're reference. With that being said, Parker has just a little brief introduction, if you guys don't hear for the past 2 weeks. Parker has 2 parents. Parker has 2 siblings with a dog named Murray. Parker received his business administration degree in finance from the NC State, and he also received his MBA. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. He received his MBA from Campbell University of the County. Parker is a transportation manager at JB Hunt. Some of Parker's favorite hobbies are golfing, fishing, hunting, and exercising, as well as also to investing. Oh, excuse me. So with that being said, so usually what will happen in this case is we're gonna do for the pending, today. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask for everybody, please stand up real quick. And sir, I want you to pin Parker for me, okay? I want you to take this pen. Sorry. And you're going to pin, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pin his shirt. All right, everybody. Thank you, sir, thank you. All right, we got our first reading today from our own Susie Truman. Susie, just to let you guys know, Susie was born and raised from Camden, South Carolina. Well, she was born, but actually she moved to Raleigh in 9th grade. Susie received her bachelor's art degree in business management from NC State. So we got a lot of packed people up in here. So they're gonna welcome you. I promise you, you're in great hands. Even though I'm a Carolina fan, I still. She has also too received her applied applied science degree in veterinary medical technology from Central Carolina Community College. Susie started her career working in IT, supporting human resources such as GKN, Partners Energy, and Inside. However, Susie's new purpose was pulling her back into earn her degree in veterinary medical technology. After graduating, she received a veterinary assistant. She was a veterinary assistant in Manfield Pet Hospital and has completed her externship at Blue Pearl Pet Hospital. But her passion, because of her passion being a veterinarian, her love for animals, she also uses that expertise in volunteering for other organizations such as Operation Catnip and Save the Grace. What she does with those organizations is she helps animal rescue. So she loves her passion. And with that being said, she also has served as Raleigh JC's as membership director. So you'll be looking forward for me as membership chair. And then also too, in her free time, she likes to do photography, travel, and reading. So please just give a round of applause for Susan Tran. Real quick, as what you guys know, on May 29th, we are going to have an event at Wake Smiles, our service social. So we're expecting you as Raleigh Rotarians to come on out, have some fun. It will be from 5 to 7 at Wake Smiles. And then also too, I will be starting, I will be looking forward to anybody that's interested in joining me as a membership committee. I'm looking forward to the help. As you can see, we are growing fast. So I'm looking for any helpful hands. I'd love to put a smile on your faces, okay? You guys have a great.
All right, thank you. If you keep giving us more time at NC State, we have to start talking about the UNC football coach and his personal life. I believe Dave Dorian was born in the same century as his wife. Speaking of service, I've got a couple of folks who've a lot of service, but Richard is here. I didn't see him speak here. So Richard Avery, our amazing service chair, has an update for us. So Richard.
Good afternoon, folks. Richard Avery, the service chair. Saturday, we had a great event where our club and many other Rotarians and some Kiwanis teamed up to go to Rise Against Hunger. And in less than 2 hours, we boxed over 20,000 needles. It was a very successful event, and it was just neat to see 2 service clubs team together on this project. So hopefully we'll do that again next year. Shout out to Eric, help orchestrate the club. And hot off the presses, we have our June service project. As you all know, thanks to folks like Sarah Reeves and John Gaines, we have a relationship with Spark. So we have been invited for a service opportunity. The Dick Spark Conservancy is celebrating the opening of the Gibson Play Plaza with a series of soft opening events. And Dick Spark is rolling out their inaugural membership program to raise awareness and build community support for this organization. Volunteers are needed to help greet guests, share information, and support the opening activities. And what we can do, we can volunteer for shifts that are 3 hours long, and each volunteer receives a free inaugural membership and a t-shirt. We'll help introduce visitors to one of Raleigh's most exciting new spaces. And we'll send out a link this week where you can volunteer or sign up for these opportunities. They actually start in May and they're in June. During the weekday and on the weekend, the 3 hour shifts. And again, we could set a goal this year to fill up that and continue our city partnership with Dick Spark. So thank you very much. Thank you for your support. And I hope to see you all sign up and fill this up by the end of the week. Thank you.
We can make a different job in the service area, and I know Kevin is looking forward to stepping into that role next year. I didn't see Pete, but I believe we have a slide on golfers there. So if you have not signed up as a golfer yet, there's a slide there. And take note of the information there on the slide and do that. I know they had one full team and part of another team, so there's probably still a slot or two open. So get in touch with Pete about that. So we do have the assistant Mr. Governor on the club, so if Eric Stevens can come and give us an update for the area. And
Thank you, Eric. And thank you, Richard and Shay and Jen and everybody who appeared at the Rise Against Hunger event this weekend. That went really well. Wanted to give you an update about the Music Garden opening six festivities, which is taking place this Saturday morning. We still need a few people to volunteer to staff the Rotary booth tables that we'll have there. And this is gonna be just, we're gonna be sitting there and greeting the people that are coming through the park because of the PBS children's event that's taking place there. We have activity booklets that we'll be sharing, and we can talk about how wonderful Rotary is and represent the Rotary. So please go to the sign up for that. There's still several slots available. We'll be sure that we're all, we've got all the slots filled for that. And I believe that covers it. Thank you for your participation in the raffle. So we already report those activity levels.
For getting that area, a lot of them really at the front of a lot of really exciting stuff. Let's see, we got that, so it's time for a raffle. And President, I'm not sure. Right.
Tommy.
And
Here we go, guys. Thank you to everybody that participated in the raffle today. We had a huge pile last week, not very huge this week, but if the good news is if you bought a ticket, your chances are pretty good. So get your tickets out. Let's see what we got today. 825-575. Mark Lightgoes, congratulations, sir.
all right.
Happy Dollar.
And Charlie Upshaw is supposed to be doing our country elders today, but he's under the weather. So here's the privilege to do that. While Harrison's coming up, remember the red buckets on your table. That's for the Dementia Alliance of North Carolina, a partner organization with us. So drop some coins, your check, or you write the amount of monopoly money and put those in there. So happy dollars, Harrison.
Thank you so much. Happy Monday to everybody. Has some happy hours. All right, well, here we go. James, already back into it.
Well, happy 10. I'm thrilled to be back here in Raleigh, part of this group. The funniest thing happened to me a few weeks ago. I've been a runner for 25 years, always have respectable finishes, but never make a podium. And then I ran the Tar Heel 1 miler 2 weeks ago, and to my surprise, actually finished first in my division from 6th to 7th.
I just want to wish all the ladies and the mothers a happy Mother's Day. I had the privilege, my mom's still alive, and went up to Michigan this past weekend and visited her, so. That's fun.
Any other happy dollars? Let's go to games tonight. And real quick, I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, to all of those who reached out, and said your well wishes for my mom this past week, thank you so much. It's been a hard week, but knowing that I had those supports made it a little easier, so thank you.
And Harrison, hang on, I got one more. Those of you who've been out to our farm, saw the goats that were out there a while back. I have been a big fan of the goats. And the area has been arranged to swap goats for sheep, which is a much better deal. So I'm really happy about it. All right, our birthdays and anniversaries, Tom Jordan on the 13th, and then Richard and Lisa, you were on the 15th. Terry and Sarah Reeves, and then Mark and Terry Leewood on the 15th and 24th. Upcoming meetings, we can do a board meeting this evening. Anybody is welcome if you want to join. Get in touch with Linda, she'll give you the Zoom link. And then the second half of our AI program, Dr. Christian Phelps from NC State will talk about the impact of AI on society and learning in Redmond. We have no meeting on Memorial Day, and then we'll have our meeting, a 2-part meeting with Richard and Shakira coming up to talk about making a bigger road. We'll have Girl Scouts reading the 4-way essays, And then Shaquille will take us through an exercise on how to expand our reach. And then, on the 9th, we will have travel update from the National Transportation Safety Board. The guy that's going to be speaking got back from Alaska this weekend, so he's ready to go. Lots happening, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions for him, especially if anybody's been flying to New Jersey lately. And then we've got a meeting on June 16th in recognition of the Juneteenth holiday. So with that brings us to our program today, and I've been looking forward to this for a long time, for lots of reasons. It's a fascinating topic. We've got a great speaker. He's a very good friend of mine, a man of incredible talents, diverse talents. Jose Solera is the president of Solera Associates LLC, extensive experience in technology, from software developer to CIO and leadership, both as a practitioner, leading large teams, and as an executive coach for other leaders. He recently stepped down from Delta coaching to pursue some of these other things there. He's been that for quite a while. He has worked for Accenture in the past. He's worked for Intel, Symantec, Raleigh, Hamlin's, which was LISI, and then other companies, a lot of technology companies in his background. He's a consultant on large complicated program planning and execution for Duke Medical, Lucid, Aerojet, and many other companies. He resides in Durham, North Carolina since 2007. He relocated here from the San Francisco Bay Area. Until recently, he was a member of the Rotary Club of Durham. His wife still is a member of the Rotary Club of Durham. We have an empty here, Jose, if you want to try us out. As an experienced technology leader, he's been playing with AI, artificial intelligence for some time. He's interested in how regular people can use AI to improve their work. Jose was born in Cuba, and his family escaped Cuba just after the Bay of Pigs. And then he has lived around the world. He is a graduate of the United States Military Academy, otherwise known as West Point, and has an MBA from Cornell. So very qualified guy, a great friend. And so I will ask him to come up and talk to us about AI.
Here. I was going to have AI do the, thank you very much, and glad to be here, but we have issues getting the audio to come through. But so I'm gonna go through the presentation, to ask a question. I try to save some time at the end for some brief demos, nothing too fancy. Some of you have done similar things already. So let's get, all right. Let's go ahead. Oh, the band. Yeah, doing money, please. I'll have, sorry, I can't see your name. One more. There we go, agenda, there was a bill here, there we go. So Eric said I've been in technology for a number of years, so I started at Accenture, then control coding, whatever it's called. Back in, you still got plenty of code, I'm sure. I keep getting offers that are nothing different. I'm sorry, I can't see. Thank you. So, talk about understanding AI as a tool. To me, it is a tool. It does not know us. It does not understand us beyond responding. It is not a partisan entity that actually thinks for itself. It does what we tell it to do. Some of the capabilities, Eric asked me to talk briefly about the data centers because they are, so they've demand for issues with power and cooling and all sorts of things. That this data centers that matter a lot of things. So we're going to talk about integrating with professional work, how do you use it, start using it. There's a couple of them. I actually have another deck that shows some output of the different LLMs. Everything I'll show you today, with the exception of whatever I do, Copilot is free. So it's available for anybody to do it. You will have a license for Copilot 365, so it works with my Microsoft license. Let's go next, please. All right, that's me, that's my contact information. I write on a weekly basis on Medium and other places, so if you're interested, sign up there or send me an email. Be happy to add you to my mailing list. Though my crowd already seen it, so let's go on. All right, understanding AI. So this person. I did something. Did I do something or went back?
Your emotions.
Okay. Going backwards.
I'll just keep doing it.
Don't you flip it around? Okay, so. It's not what I have in my screen.
It's like a 5-second delay.
Okay, there we go. So what is artificial intelligence? It's really artificial intelligence has been around in the 50s, when a group of engineers and data scientists are coined the term. And actually in the 70s and the 80s, I was playing with Lisp. And I decided I did not speak Lisp, so I gave that up. And I started getting engaged again. And Lisp is a symbolic language, has a lot of stuff. It is a simulation of human intelligence. Again, it's not aware of what's going on. It just responds and is with particularly large language models. It responds, saying what it thinks to expect to say, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. I'll try to manage it there. It does enable the machines to perform a lot of things that require cognition. Looks like it does. Actually, playing with various agents and things that it can do. It loves doing data analysis and pattern recognition. That is really one of its strengths. But there's a whole bunch of other things going on. And then there is an impact on efficiency. Anything you can define, those of us who been in technology for a number of years know that technology can automate things. This can do it even faster because right now, these days, you can code systems without having to write code. So it gives you a lot of things. Still, though, it is not pixie dust. It is not magic. It is human beings to think about things aided by AI. But a number of times I've been in a project and there was some technology that it will fix the problem. It'll make it much worse. So you really need to know what you're doing and then tell the machine what to do. So I'm transforming. Sorry, I'm waiting for these lines to occur. So you can automate routine tasks. Right now, I'm not going to demo it today because it will take a while. But I can send an email to an agent. The agent will assess what the message says, pass it on to other agents that are going to respond to it. It's going to generate an email to respond to the customer. And pass it to a human being because today we still don't trust AI to really know what it's doing. And once it's passed, it approved by a human being, you can pass it on. It can enhance customer experience. I was talking with Emerson about his experience with AI bot for Carvana. He indicated that it was much more pleasant than some of his other experiences. It doesn't mean all of them pleasant. Sometimes they really don't know what to do. It is very good data-driven decisions. You give it data, they'll take a look, find patterns, and decide what it should suggest. Do keep that human in the loop, though. It's got to make sure that the human decides what to do. Don't automate it, yet. Some examples. It comes up virtual assistants, Siri, Google, the Amazon one.
Alexa.
Alexa, any of those are have some AI right now. Although Siri is still struggling with AI these days, so I'm not sure what Apple, I think, is buying connections to one of the AI engines. We can do recommendation algorithms based on the data that's provided to it. It can simplify tasks. Anything that can be automated just like with any other technology, it can be done now even faster. And not only that, but because it has access to so much information, not just the internet, but you can feed it your own data and it respond. So Eric knows about this. I've done some play with Notebook LM, which is one of the Google Edge products. I gave it the 6 domains of leadership book, and a few other things, and it actually can assess the survey, give you feedback. So it's quite amazing what I can do. Plus, it will generate a blog text. What voices that sound realistic. Okay, some capabilities, whenever this thing shows up, definitely gonna learn from data, it loves data, it's almost every engine out there has used all the data on the internet already. So some of the companies have started to create artificial data, so it can respond. To generate new things, and actually think about it, that's a great training, theory. It can do predictive analytics based on what is expected, based on what's most likely, and help you with informed decision making. There's some natural language processing. The demo I was going to show you has a company called 11 Labs that will not only hear and respond, but also take your text and respond. And actually, I saw a demo a couple of weeks ago that will put it in the flow of agents so that it can respond. And it will translate to a number of different languages, speaking that language, which is quite amazing.
That's down, down is forward.
Down is forward, okay, so. And up is.
Backwards.
All right, so we talked about chatbots. Very, we had to monkey around with this thing, which is part of the problem. We're going from my computer to Zoom, that's the delays. So anyhow, so. Got the chatbots. All right, computer vision, you've seen, you heard about all the pictures of cats being analyzed. You can actually even show a picture to Amazon and it'll find a product for you if it's got enough data to do it. You can ask Google, what is this? So it's just quite a bit of what it can do. Automation we talked about, applications in manufacturing. I was reading how Amazon is automating the robots, and they're not laying off people and training them to be robot technicians and to help the robots by doing a lot of other things that needs to be done. And of course, healthcare innovations. The classic one is machines reading X-rays, flying things that many doctors miss. You know, we're tired, so if you're looking at X-rays every day, all day long, you start not seeing things. The machine doesn't get tired, so it can help. You still need to have people to validate that. Oh, I'm going to talk about data centers. So this large language models are trained on a lot of data. And to do that, you need a lot of hardware in data centers. This is consuming a large quantities of power. I think Duke Power is looking about building some more plants to support some here. Also a lot of cooling. So some towns that are having issues with water are concerned about that. But typically these data centers are using specialized hardware from NVIDIA. If you know anything about NVIDIA, started with a video game machine engine kind of thing, and then it became the darling of AI. There are others coming out there, lots of storage, lots of work there. So, and then, okay, so how do we bring this into our work? As I alluded to, you can streamline workflows, but you have to define those workflows, and then you can put machines to do the boring, repetitive work that is pretty much well defined. My experience in many organizations do not have that work done and expect AI to solve the whole thing. And fortunately, that's not going to be the case. Don't worry about it, John. I'll use the finger. All right, so reduces manual effort. And, you want to keep the humans in the loop, but you want to keep them doing the high mission. There are many things machines are not going to be able to do for us at one time. So we need to be ready to respond. Having humans decide this is the right thing to do. And any of you who've seen some board games or Terminator or any of that stuff, that's usually a little extreme, but it is possible if you're not careful. I think the saying is, if you mess up, takes it, you might really mess it up, it's the computer, because you can do it a little faster. Decision making, I apologize, two screens and carrots, out of second. You can analyze data, you can give it data. Actually, Salesforce has been doing that for a while. Our AI products, people outside now, like this Salesforce agent or sales agent or something.
Sales AI. Sales AI?
I don't remember the name. Used to play a lot with sales rather than anything, but it will take all the data, analyze the potential customers, and indicate for you who are the most likely ones to buy. So you can focus on that. So it's been going for some time, lately it's just becoming more and more prevalent. We talk about it as one of the things that I can do is cross domains of expertise. You feed in all the data that you need, you have engineers and business and people on marketing. You can take all that stuff, come up with some approaches that the individual human beings. Some practical examples, AI marketing. A lot of people are using AI to generate sales messages or brochures and anything of that nature. Healthcare, you already talked about the X-ray is not the only place. Finance, talking to bankers over here, they're still debating how much AI to use, but the issue they have is the fact that they cannot put the data out in the public space. So they gotta manage it internally. That takes a bit of time. And actually, recently I started doing a lot of research in AI for job searching. I'm quasi-retired, so I'm not searching for jobs, but I try to help some of my friends who are doing it, and actually been running a program starting next week, where we're gonna use AI to find jobs, to generate cover letters, to update your resume, to match your resume with a job description, to update your LinkedIn profile. Actually, there's fun that will track your applications online, so that you have that in one place, right? All that stuff. Okay. So we're gonna talk about demos now, so let's quickly go there. So, Barry, do you have a topic you want to bring up? I'm gonna generate a slide deck in about 3 minutes. Okay, or anybody else, if anybody has a topic they want to do a slide deck, put their work. There's a topic.
Advancements in quantum computing.
Okay, so. It's gonna go a difficult way. No, all right, so this is. Thank you. This is just PowerPoint, regular PowerPoint. On the far right, you may see there's a co-pilot. So I can actually then bring up AI inside any of the Microsoft products right now and be able to tell it to do things for me. So I need my hands, so somebody can pull them. So,
You can share your screen.
I can share my screen. Back. Join me. Unable to see your image. Summary. You just want me to share my screen, but I cannot get it to see my notes. And the idea. So. I can just project to the screen, but that's right, you're only doing.
Mirror on.
Mirror up. Okay, so, sorry for going. Yes.
I've got a question about.
Today, because they keep updating on a daily basis. And one thing I wanted to show you is I generated images asking AIs to generate the Google returns at lunch. And you can see the differences of them. Perplexity was very bad. But so if I connect to this monitor stuff, yeah. So it depends, really. You gotta try them all. And do not buy a license for anything. You very definitely need. Because you may find out that was in there.
Do they all use different?
Some of them may be leveraging some of the other people's analysis, like deep sea in China. Now, this is gonna go over here.
Yeah. It's not gonna work.
No, we still have challenges with technology.
Why don't we just do questions for while?
Yeah, that's the big question. Apologies. Yeah.
I thought one, is that in line with AI and second, AI abilities, or is that something that different? And then, because I know, yeah, I don't know enough,
So the question is, what does quantum computing do to AI? They are not the same thing. Quantum computers, it's all a different computing architecture. So we're experiencing, but I do not understand it, but basically says you are connected to the other side of the universe or whatever it is. So that's the basic of quantum computers. It will accelerate AI tremendously. The biggest issue is it will accelerate the in security. That's really where the challenge is. So can you use a quantum computer apps? Definitely can, just like anything else. The challenge is figuring out how to program quantum computer because it's not that straightforward. Because it's totally different. It's almost like going from serial to parallel in the worst. Can we put thumb and dance here, monitor up here? Still trying to figure out what. Other questions?
Yeah, what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning? Because basically, in my understanding, it's the whole models that you're training off data, right?
Artificial intelligence is a broad term for anything related to getting computers to think like humans. So machine learning is the process of using some of those technologies to come up with models and simulations. So the large language models use a lot of machine learning to come up with the models that are coming up. So what happens is a lot of data is absorbed into the data centers. The models that different companies have process all that and come up with a probability. This is neural networks, which is way sort of how the human brain thinks. So there's a series of nodes that process the input, generates certain output, and then it's passed on to other nodes that decide what to do with it. And all these models are trying to do is trying to guesstimate what's the most likely output that you want. There's none of they know. Yes, sir.
So that a couple weeks ago.
It's separation, Facebook and ChatGPT.
Well, I mean, they released their AI. Their AI.
No, Rotary is awesome.
But is there a big difference between like ChatGPT and other AI?
They're all similar, they're all competing, there are sites that will tell you which is the best AI today, but will continue to change, depending on what you release of information.
Is there anything we should work out, like?
Any risk you can think would happen. All right, so you can see that it can happen. I'm sorry, so back to you. What the challenge with the bank, for example, they don't want to put their customer data smart finances out of the public cloud, which is what we'll do if they load it up with ChatGPT. But they can license model, put it internally on their own data centers or on the private cloud. So that data isn't going anywhere else. That requires more investment than you and I trying to take. Now, AI can simulate human voices, do video, I've seen that already, where you can see saying something you never said, or even there. That's some of the dangers that are coming up right now. So if you can conceive it, it's very likely to do it, not necessarily easy.
Now, is it like controlled by some sort of computer, or is it just kind of actually put in the data and just runs itself?
There's a series of computers running models in the background. So you have an input processor that takes your input, type in ChatGPT, and then gets channeled into a data center. Data center with models.
So if you shut down this computer, you can shut down it.
Yeah, it depends. There's so many out there. And I'm sorry, but I don't think I finished answering this question about Facebook versus ChatGPT. There are two different models. So there are two different companies. They are conceptually or similar. Sir, you have another question?
Somebody
it depends. There's a book I'm reading right now called Human Robot Agent. Agent, which is by the Dutch I know who's very famous, Jordan, remember his last name. The four parts of the book, the first part is all about AI and what it means. So that's a start. Now, it depends how deep you want to go. So there are a lot of courses by different companies. I finished one by Maven.org, MAVEN.org, by a woman, Sarah David, who lives here in Raleigh. Tyler, I remember his last name, he's in Nashville, and he's all about writing AI agents without code. It was challenging, it was not easy. Whether I go deeper or not, I don't know. So there are multiple levels.
My son's a bartender in New York, on the Upper East Side, unsolicited. He said, "This is a horrible time for it because all these guys get laid off." So I hadn't heard of it. Sure.
Yes, actually, one of the major questions going on right now is what happens in the middle layer of people, actually even the lower layer, the start layer, because AI can replicate a lot of research, all those hours and hours and hours the lawyers used to research and contracts and all that. You can get it done in an hour or two using AI engine, notebook LM will do for you. Which is what's really amazing. We're back. So let me just quickly show you the difference of, what's out there. So this is a prompt that I wrote. Very simple. It's not the best prompt in the world. Basically says, can you create an image of a group of Rotarians having lunch? And listen to a presentation I have. Make it with light, uplifting colors, and make it a bit more modernistic. There's a some qualification and boundary that I gave it. Why? Because some of the AIs are dark. Some of the graphic generators, and even then. So this is Microsoft Designer, which is available with the Office 365 Copilot license, which is $20 a month. By the way, Microsoft's license is a bit strange, because there's also a $30 Copilot license that you can then use Copilot as your licensing ChatGPT. It doesn't mean you have access to it at Office 365 as far as I know. But you can see they got this one obviously is for images, and they are kind of on the lighter side. If we, the other ones are all free, so this is from ChatGPT. You can see it's simplistic. It's not for quality, some of them will be, I didn't want it that way. This is a cloth free, you can see. Cloth is definitely one of the worst science pictures I've been taken sample. Okay, this looks like kindergarten design, but maybe they'll get much better. Let's try next week. I mean, a couple weeks ago, Gemini, which is Google's, will not generate images. Now it does. This is from Perplexity, which is very similar to the one we saw a few minutes ago. Very likely they're using the same graphic generator engine in the background. I mean,
I use a lot of ChatGPT because I got a newer brand. It's an e-commerce, right? So basically all the sales they come from social media. And the secret of ChatGPT is to explain very well what you want to get. And you always have to use the word hyper-realistic if you want to generate that. So what I've learned is basically it's all about how you explain it to the ChatGPT in this case, because it's the one that I got. Right? It's how you talk to it, and it takes time for ChatGPT to learn your work and what you're looking for.
that is correct. An analogy you can use is treat them like her new college graduates from school. You know, tell them everything very clearly. And it's more than just one time. Like, hey, as a good start, I'm a bit more realistic, or less dark, or give me some other words. So there's another boundaries, and this whole thing about generating prompts, which you can ask them to generate the prompt for you. Because I actually did that in our article I was published recently, which was written mostly by Gemini, but Gemini got one will not generate an image, but said I could generate the prompt for you. And it did, and I gave it to ChatGPT and it was a very realistic image. Sure, one more question. But let me finish my slide here. This is more realistic. This is Gemini. Okay, same prompt. You can see how they react differently. So you need to figure out which engine works for you. I had at least 2 questions. Let me go back.
This is sort of an abstract question, it's the way my mind thinks. I understand AI for solving problems, but one of the examples you just gave was attorneys. You know, they can cut down hours and hours and hours of their time spent, but that to me is billing. So like, I'm wondering how they would benefit from that, cuts down your bill.
Yeah, I thought he would read it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, AI, in my law firm, and that's something that we certainly talked about. And, you know, one of the things that, I think different firms are figuring out ways to work through that. And one of the things we talked about is having some kind of a technology charge that we charge to our clients that's something less than they would pay if they had, you know, if all of those hours that you're saving were spent, but still, you know, covers our costs for licensing the technology plus maybe a little something. So that's one way we're doing it. I think law firms are kind of figuring that out, and, you know, I do, my son's girlfriend just graduated from law school. And, you know, I do worry about young associates coming through that, you know, they're competing against it, you know, to some extent.
Yes, thank you. Anything routine?
All right. One more.
Well, we have another here.
Maybe he'll say to stay.
Yeah,
I'll be happy to stay.
I was listening to public radio when I was coming here to the meeting today. And there was a presentation on there about religion and AI. And then sermons and religious comments and stuff being posted on AI. Ministers are going to AI on their sermons. And the question is, what happened? All this have our religion. And I had heard about that before today.
Well, I think the new book has a lot to say about that, but I don't know what it is going to say. So, let me get one last question here.
Spoke briefly about the environment and protecting the data centers and clean water and all the different stuff that was. Now, there are marginalized communities that have historically been like thought out for like big corporations and stuff like that. And is there a concern going forward with these AI companies? And do you know any AI companies are that are making strides to city here and things like that for the energy consumption?
Sorry. I believe almost all of them are running to get the data centers up and running. Whatever it is. Whether some of them need to count the impact of the community. I hope they do. I don't know. They said, no, I'm not going to take care of the concern about that. These are very much. So and I'll stay, you want to show you the demo of our project meeting the slide deck. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here today. Just before we go, want to present you with our Rotary Club of Raleigh coffee mug. So you can have that, and you also kind of officially get our award for the best tap dancing in technology. Let's be down. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for your talk and for leading afterward. Let's say one more time. And Randy, your question, make sure you're here next week. That's the kind of thing we're going to be talking about, is the impacts on those kind of creative endeavors that people do, sermons included. So with that, let's go ahead and do the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do.